basically gonna be a video about his health, really. I'm sorry, y'all, I don't know where to start. I don't know how to say this. I don't know how to explain it. It's real hard, so bear with me and be understanding, and I will try not to cry in this video. Yeah.
Bitches change, they act like I ain't all this. Getting money, nigga, that my main focus.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Trice back with another video. Though. Did y'all miss me? I know y'all miss me, because who wanna miss this? Even though I'm looking kind of bogus right now, y'all. I've been having a rough time, okay? I don't even know where to start, y'all. Like, I really don't know where to start at all. So y'all gotta be patient with me and be understanding, like very understanding. But let's get into this video. I'm gonna just tell y'all what's been weighing me down. I'm gonna bring y'all in my life, bring y'all in, just feel me and where I'm coming from, y'all. So a lot of you may know that I have a 2-year-old son. His name is Caden, my baby, my world, my everything. Mommy love you. That's my baby, and y'all might have met him in one video before. I might put the link below. Go back and watch that video. It's right here, wherever. It's somewhere on there. I have a son. He's a toddler. He's 2 years old, and he used to show little signs to me that it was something wrong. Like, he had a speech delay. He hums and everything. So I would. Regular, he's like a regular little boy. I might put a clip in of him playing or something like that, and he's very active. He does a lot, but my son is 2 years old and he does not talk. He doesn't talk. He might say yeah or mama, and that's really it. My son does not talk. He's supposed to be at least saying 5 to 10 words at least. He doesn't. I started to look up stuff to see what was wrong, or try to see what can I do to help him, and I ended up bumping into a word called autism. My son had a lot of signs of autism, a lot of symptoms that autism kids have. So it always be in the back of my mind, is my son autistic, or does my son have autism? It's shocking. You don't want to wrap your brain around it. You don't want to, never had an idea like, oh, if something can ever be wrong with my kid. Not saying something wrong with autistic or autism children. It's just, you wouldn't expect it to happen to yours. I used to have it in the back of my head. He's delayed. Like, if you go to doctor's appointment, they ask you, oh, they saying this many words. Is he doing this? Is he doing that? And gross motor skills, off the chart. I mean, like, he do everything, but speech and social and other things, my son Caden, he was not doing at all. So the doctor had gave me a brochure, basically, to Toddler services where I live at. If you guys suspecting that your kid might be autistic or have autism, go to a doctor and they will probably give you a form, a brochure packet or anything to check out, to have visitors come to your house to see if your child is delayed or behind or any learning disability or anything. So I go to the doctor's appointment. Every time you go to the doctor's appointment for a checkup or for a shot. So my son, he had to get his checkup, and they asked me all these questions, and I was just like, no, he's not doing that, and no, he's not doing that. And as a parent, you start to feel like, okay, all these kids supposed to be doing this on this list, and why is my son not doing that? Like, why is my son not reaching, the level for his age? Not saying that I'm rushing him or anything. I went to the doctor multiple times and they asked me these questions, and he still didn't reach the goal. And I used to be concerned about that. I was like, oh, well, maybe over time he'll catch on some words if I talk to him more, or if I play with him more, or if I do this or do just more. Like, let me just get him more, and then maybe he'll just catch on. But that wasn't the case. I used to have concerns with my child's development, and the fact that they had people that actually come to your house and help you, like no charge. I was just like, okay, let me try it out, let me test it out. So I ended up eventually calling Toddler Services, and the first visit off back, the lady was saying like, yeah, I see what you're saying. I think your son shows signs of autism. And me in the back of my head, I used to think like, oh, I think it's something wrong with my son, or I think he's delayed, or it's like something wrong with his development, or it's just something. I just couldn't put my hand on it. So I started doing research myself about like delays and stuff, and autism used to pop up a lot. Like a lot. I mean, everything. I used to sit there and type, oh, what if your son does this, or your son not making eye contact, or a lot of stuff that he do was signs of autism. So as a parent, my first thing, I'm starting to get scared. I'm starting like, oh, because you're not really supposed to believe anything off Google or anything. But it's just like, as a parent, you just start to feel scared. Like, oh, what if my child really is autistic? Like, how do I deal with that? How, like, you know? So when I had called Toddler Services, they came and she told me, like, after the first day, you guys, she was like, yeah, he shows signs of autism. We're gonna help you, and we're gonna keep coming, have visits and whatever, to see how good it is, how bad it is, or to see if it changes and everything. So I said, okay, cool. And then boom, this virus outbreak, the COVID-19 just happened, and it took them 2 months to come again. So imagine, boom, somebody lay all that on you that, oh, your kid might be autistic, and then boom, you don't see him again for 2 months. So it used to just play in my head. I used to call family members, talk to family members like, oh, it's hard and whatever, because I'm basically doing it alone at the moment while my husband is deployed. But he's very supportive, you guys. He loves his son to death, and he told me when I found out that Katie might be autistic, he gonna say, it's okay, baby. It's still our son. We're still gonna love him. That's our baby. And I was just like, thank you. I needed that. But I used to tell family members, and they used to just brush me off like I was crazy. Like, he'll grow out of that. He's not autistic, girl. Be quiet. Like, he'll just grow out of it. Like, if people don't know, black families do that a lot. If you see signs in your child, or signs of any kid, or in their development, and you feel like it's off track, go to your doctor, schedule an appointment. They might give you a flyer or a brochure about Toddler Services in your state or city, wherever you guys at. And they might tell you, oh, go see and go get your son evaluated or your child evaluated to see what's up. And I feel like you guys should do that instead of delaying it more and more and more, because the faster you catch it, the quickest, like, it might be easy to cope with or deal with, you know? So she told me that he might be autistic and whatever, and I didn't see her for like 2 months. I was just like, just keep searching up shit, like, oh, I need to search this, I need to look this up. Like, why do he does this? Why do he do this? And my son, like, he off the back, sometimes when he get mad, he cries to the top of his lungs, and he bangs his head on the floor, like, really hard on the ground. He bangs his head on the ground. And I used to be like, why did he do that? Like, why is it something he do? He doesn't make eye contact. He doesn't eat certain food just because how they look. And that's a lot of things that a toddler would do too. But my son haven't made eye contact with me since he's like for a long time. I would just say a long time. It can be probably a year since my son made direct eye contact with me for a long, long time. He doesn't make eye contact. If he does make eye contact, it's literally for a second, and then he goes looking at the ceiling, the floor, anything else. And you gotta understand how that feels as a parent or a mother for your kid to not look at you, right? No, y'all. Okay. So I'm trying to get this video out without crying, but it's very, very hard. So today was Caden's third visit from Toddler Services, and it was a different lady. And when she told me, she was like, yeah, I see the concerns you have, and I see the signs. And she like, yes, I see that, and I think that your son might be autistic too. So this is not only just the first lady, this is the second lady that is telling me that my son might have autism. And like, it felt like a relief, but at the same time, it's just like, you don't want your kid to have autism. You don't want your kid to be autistic. You want your kid to be like everybody else's kid. You want your kid to go play with everybody else's kid. You don't want your kid to be looked at different when you in like when you in the public. You don't want to have stares. You don't want to ever feel like your child is just left out. And at one point, that's how I felt. I felt like my child was just left out. When I used to go like visit family members, like, oh, he play with other kids, but he don't so much interact with them after a while, or he don't. Most kids that find stuff funny or fun, he won't find funny or fun. He'll be in his own little world. That's what I call it. I call it his own world and whatever, because he's like he be somewhere else. And I just don't want him to feel like, I know he's just gonna have a different way of learning, but I don't want him to feel different, like he's left out from anyone else. And that's the part that's hard for me to swallow. Like, people just like, oh, well, at least you know now, like, what it is and stuff. But then at the same time, you never want to hear those words. A parent never want to hear those words come out someone's mouth. But it just, I kind of was relieved when she said it, because I don't look crazy anymore. Like, family members probably looked at me like I was really crazy, like I was pulling a gypsy. Like, if you don't know what a gypsy is, it's like a movie about this girl and her mama was making her sick, or making her sick to get money and donations and stuff like that. I was really concerned about my child health and development for months, for a while now. And when I used to tell people, they used to actually think I was not serious. Like, they used to think I was just talking, just to be talking, like. And that kind of hurt. And then it's just the fact that someone actually see what I'm seeing and not thinking that I'm crazy, or not thinking that I'm pulling a gypsy, or it's like more of a relief. So I'm going to take you guys on this journey with me when he get evaluated, to see what type of autism he has, and to see does he actually have autism. Because even though the lady says it, it's not 100% sure unless it's on the paper and an actual person evaluates him and tell me like he has autism. I had a visit from Toddler Services. This is their, I say, third visit, because he been started having visits come in, but it stopped because of coronavirus. So they visited 2 months ago, but then they ended up stopping, and then now they just starting to come back and visit again. He was talking to me about how he does show signs of autism, and that he might be autistic, but they don't know for sure because he didn't actually be evaluated. I have to schedule an appointment and everything for him to be evaluated. At first, I was like so scared and I was crying. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to cry in this video, but My eyes getting watery. So, but okay. I was crying at first and everything, but then I was just like, it's my son. I'm loving regardless. The fact that somebody agreeing with me that my son might be autistic, because it's like I always had in the back of my mind that something was wrong, but I didn't know what it was. At first I was thinking he was just delayed, and then I was thinking like, okay, it might be autism. But when I used to tell like family members or other people, they used to be like, oh, he grows out of it. Oh, it go away. He's okay. He's fine. He act like any other kid and stuff like that. And they never used to get where I was coming from. They never used to feel where I was coming from or none of that. So when somebody actually agreed and said, oh yeah, I think your son might be autistic or might have autism, I was just like, it felt like a big relief. Like, okay, I'm not just seeing things in my head. I'm not just thinking this is actually real. This is actually happening. Like, my son really might be autistic. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, my son really might be autistic. So it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying not to cry on this video. Oh my God, it's so cliche. But okay, I'm back. I had somebody to finally agree with me and to see the things that I was seeing. Like my son, he's a very picky eater, which is a normal for a toddler. They're picky eaters. But I ended up changing his diet on my own because I felt like I was reading research about people that might be autistic, and they said to cut out dairy and gluten. And I changed his from whole milk. I changed his milk to almond milk, and I feel like it's a little of a change. When I was talking to the lady that visited for toddler services, she told me that was a good idea that I did that. Can you guys comment below your experience when you found out your kid might have autism, or evaluation of your child when they had autism, or anything, or just comment hearts or anything for support, because it's, people can say, oh, it's easy and stuff like that, but it's very, very hard. It's very hard. It's a journey. I feel like it just required more. I still love my son. I love my son to death. He learns more different. He's going to need more help than others. He's just gonna need more. And I was hoping that you guys will be here with me on the journey of him getting an evaluation to see if he actually is autistic. But a mother knows. A mother just knows. So can you guys comment some blue hearts and say something supportive or anything, and I will let you guys follow me on this journey. Thank you. Bye.